didn't quite go as we expected, but it's been a minute. It has been a fucking minute. Back once again for the Renegade Master and all of them good ones there. Do you know what I'm saying? Vibes only, bruv. What squadded people? That here. No, I'm not live and directing in full effect. This is the first upload I've done for about, I'd say about a month or so. First one sitting at my desk for a while now. So, long overdue. I said I'd sort of check the settings. And so far so good. I mean, I've been streaming for, say, about close to a year now. So far so good, I would say. But yeah, what I'm going to do right here, right now, Fatboy Slim settings, is do a weekend roundup. It's been a while. And at some point I will bring back the real talk podcast back. We'll talk about not just football but rugby, and there might be a few other sports, big events here and there. I think the Olympics is on now in Milan. Well, the Winter Olympics anyway. But yeah, first order of the night. Let's talk about the game that has not long finished. The time of recording, basically. Liverpool v Man City. Liverpool 1, Man City 2. Now, if there was ever a game that showcased why the Premier League is the most overrated, one of the poorly managed leagues, and has the shittest referees on the planet, it's right there. Right there. You can't convince me or anyone else that knows even a tiny bit of ball, right, that wasn't a fucking shit show at the end. Should have really been 3-1. Liverpool threw the kitchen sink in the end. They got the goal. Amazing free kick from Szoboszlai. But I had my doubts whether they could defend it, and they didn't. The first goal was Bernardo Silva and Szoboszlai, Liverpool's one and only goal scorer tonight, played him onside. Well onside, I might add. And then, after a while, it's just Liverpool just kind of fell apart. They really did fall apart. Penalty, Alisson doesn't need to do that. Going nowhere, bruv. Going nowhere. But what this also clearly indicates is that, without a shadow of a doubt, this title race is not over. If Liverpool won that game, or even drew that game, we would have been either 8 or 9 points clear. And I've been saying that this title will not be done until it's mathematical. Until we have the C, or next to our name, either way. We have the letter C next to the Asna, then we're not champions. That's the bottom line. That's the ultimate point. Liverpool weren't good enough. Salah is finished. Gravenberch towards the end, disappointed. They had chances before. Ekitike should have scored with that header. Cody Gakpo ain't fucking it. He is garbage, bruv. Absolute garbage. To be honest, if it wasn't for the manager, with that Dutch connection and all of them ones there, you know what I'm saying, Chiesa would be starting. Big time. Chiesa would have done more in that game to start than what Cody Gakpo did. I think Cody Gakpo would have played a little bit better if he came off the bench rather than starting. And let's be honest, right? It's a game that Liverpool had to win. We know why City had to win it. It was clear and obvious. As bright as a beautiful sunny's day. But Liverpool, now that they've lost the game, they didn't even draw the game. I think they're 3 points behind. Might even be 4, 3 or 4 points behind Chelsea. They're in 6th. They need Champions League football now. 5th place can give you Champions League football. There's a high chance that that's going to be the case. But Liverpool stay 6th. They're not getting Champions League football regardless. Regardless. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a big concern for them. City are now 6 points behind us. And if we do our job up until we play them in the League Cup final, let's say we beat them in the League Cup final and then we beat them at the Etihad. I've always had this in the back of my mind. When it comes to Arsenal winning the league, right? The point where I'll even be like, we're pretty much there. We're very, very close. We're almost over the line. It's not that we can see it in the distance on the horizon. We're already at that point. But in terms of we're right by that finish line, we're just about to go over it, is when we beat City. Because playing City at the Etihad, we haven't won there since 2015. And we haven't lost there for a few years. But again, like, this manager's got to do the business. Do you know what I'm saying? We have to get it over the fucking line. That's the whole point. I'm not hearing any more bullshit excuses. Those are long gone John Silver, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? We got a game against Brentford on Thursday night. We have to win that. City play beforehand. I think it's Wednesday. Can't remember who they play, but put it in the comments. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it wasn't an ideal result for us, but we can't put it in other teams' hands to stop City. Only we can stop City. Because after this result, they're definitely going on a run. They're definitely going on a run. That's for damn sure. Like, the fact that Pep started Marmoush on the left, I don't know why he just didn't go with a 4-4-2. Have Marmoush and Haaland like up front. Have what is it? You have like Rodri and Bernardo Silva next to each other, 2 in midfield. That would have been enough, rather than this 4-1-4-1. I know that's been his go-to recently, but hey, it is what it is. They got the job done. No complaints. Liverpool weren't good enough, and yeah, it's all well and good playing like how they did against Newcastle, but Man City ain't Newcastle, and when they desperately need a win, they got it. We kind of got that against Sunderland as well. But we've got a tougher game in Brentford, which we have to win now. See, before, if City drew that game, or lost that game, if we drew against Brentford, it wouldn't be the worst result, but it wouldn't be the best one either. Not just talking general here, you know, none of that crap. It's like, not that we can afford to, but it's just like, you know, there's a tiny, minuscule cushion. You know, Arteta's on this, well, win all our home games and at least get a point away from home. But now we're in a position where, and the way City are moving at this moment in time, especially after this game tonight, we have to beat City at the Etihad. If we want to win this league, we're going to have to beat City at the Emirates. Sorry, at the Etihad. It's the only way. And even before that, we got to beat them in the League Cup final. Yes, City are technically in the FA Cup. I have a sneaky feeling they might win the FA Cup. But if they don't, or if they win, rather, the League Cup, then I think Arteta's best bet, cup-wise, is to win the FA Cup, because we're still technically in it. We got Wigan next week. Same time kick-off as Liverpool City tonight. So, basically, we will get through. Arteta better be rested Declan Rice and Timber and all of that. because we're going to need them. We've got Champions League in a few weeks' time as well. So a lot of rest and rotation is required, and it's vital at this point in the season. But yeah, I'll leave it at that in regards to City and Liverpool. Now, on to the ruggers, the rugby. I pretty much forgot yesterday that Six Nations started. I kind of knew, but it left my head. Like, usually, I'm always pretty much aware um, when it starts. I know roughly around this time it starts, but yeah, just kind of forgot about it. I was more focused with the Arsenal Sunderland game, to be perfectly honest. Um, yeah, so where do we start? I think the best place to start will be France, Ireland. Two of the best teams in the North Hemisphere, in my eyes. I know England have been doing pretty well. We'll get on to that England Wales game shortly. I think it was played last night, I believe. Not last night, Friday night, because it's Sunday today, not Saturday. My bad, guys. My bad. Little error. Little mistake, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'll digress on that. 36 points to 14, France won. They won it in the first half. They got the bonus point super quick, man. It was like that. Fair play. But a little bit of ill discipline in the second half. They allowed Ireland back into the game. No Roman Intermac at fly half. Dupont was starting and all of that. Scrum half, their talisman, their best player, one of the best players on the planet. It is what it is. And yeah, France are looking dangerous. And for me, they're the favourites for this Six Nations title. So, on to Italia, Rugby Italia, Italy v Scotland in the Stadio Olimpico. And although it didn't start with a downpour, it definitely fucking finished as a downpour, innit? Conditions ended up being treacherous. And Italy, they started with Michael Liner's son. I think it was Tom Liner, right wing. Absolute fucking unit. Basically, scoring from a lovely stab through kick. I think it was by Garbisi. I can't remember for sure, but scored in the corner. And I believe Italy scored another try. I think it was their centre, Tommaso Menoncano, or something along the lines of that. But the Italian centre that started yesterday. And yeah, Scotland got one back in the second half, pick and drive and all that shit. And yeah, Italy just about held on. You know, Finn Russell played in that game, you know, maverick, baller for Bath. But, you know, Scotland are in a bit of trouble. And their coach, Gregor Townsend, Scottish legend, bruv, Lions series winner and all of that, he's got a lot of fucking work to do. And I don't think Scotland will finish bottom of the championship because there's a worse team, and we'll get into that in a sec. But yeah, he needs to fucking fix up for damn sure. But congratulations to Italy. Gianni will be pleased with that. He might have seen the highlights like I did. I'm not too sure. I'll probably message him in a bit. But big up Gianni. Go like and subscribe, and we will do a stream together on his channel because he's been on mine a few times already. I'll do a stream with him on his channel at some point. He's very, very busy. I'm kind of busy as well, always. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. We all got to find time. But it will happen. Don't worry, guys. We'll make it happen, guys. Let's really go, guys. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but it is what it is. Now on to England. England v Wales at Twickenham. Oh yeah, and by the way, before I go on to the England-Wales game, the France-Ireland game was in Stade de France, Paris, Stade Denis, where they hosted the Rugby World Cup in 2023, the final, and other stadiums in France, and the 2006 Champions League final. We will not get into that anymore, and the 98 World Cup, FIFA World Cup, of course. But yeah, anyway, on to England v Wales at the Allianz. No, it's fucking Twickenham, bruv. Just like, oh, the Principality. No, it's the fucking Millennium Stadium, you cunts. Do you know what I'm saying? England Wales game, I was kind of disappointed. I saw the extended highlights and we battered them, but we should have battered them by a lot more. Wales ill discipline. They tried to keep the score down. In a way, they did, but it should have been a hell of a lot more anyway. Like, we were struggling to score when they had 30 man at one point. They had 2 man Sinbind and that. Like, come on. The major positive is that Henry Arundel not only started, but he got a hat trick. Now, technically, they're tap-ins. He even said it himself in post-match with the panel. Johnny Wilco, Sir Johnny, bruv, Surrey's finest. Do you know what I'm saying? And Dan Bigger and Dr. Jamie Roberts and that. It is what it is, but you know, if you're in the right position, you've got to take him in it. And if it keeps him in this squad and he works on his defence, and he said that himself as well, he knows it deep down, then he should stay. Do you know what I'm saying? This Freeman at centre, nah. I mean, if you can't really cut it as a winger, you know, his passing's not really that great. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just there as a fucking shithouse, another fucking unit that ain't as good as Tom Liner. Let's keep it all the way James Brown. Ain't it funky in this bitch right here, right now, Fat Boy Slim Settings, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we had Rowe back on the right wing. I think he's a decent player. I'm not convinced that he's of that level. Like, top quality. You know, never mind elite. Like, there's not many players that we have that are elite. I mean, we've got Henry Arundel, if he fixes up his defence, has the potential to be elite, for damn sure, because he's a match winner, proper baller. Mario Toje, he lost his mother, you know, RIP and all of that shit, do you know what I mean? He came off the bench last night. And Benel, who, if any of you guys know Todd, etc., etc., and I haven't seen you in the chat in a while, but it is what it is. You know, sometimes life happens and that. But yeah, Benel's always been world class for me. You've got Sam Underhill as well, mad underrated even to this day. I know he's had his injuries, but it's just like, come on, man, like that guy is top class. I would go on a limb and say he's elite. And I know that kind of sounds biased because he's a Bath boy. I think he's born and bred in Bath as well. But yeah, damn near won it all. The only thing he's missing really and truly is obviously a Rugby World Cup with England. Did he make the Lions tour? Is he a Lions series winner from last summer? I think he missed out on injury, I believe. But again, put it in the comments below in regards to that, because I'm not too sure off the top of my head. Off the top of the dome like a metronome, do you know what I'm saying? Brev. But yeah, always highly rated, do you know what I mean? It is what it is, but yeah, Steve Borthwick, Bummy Borthwick, the combination of Scrubgate, Southgate and Arteta, much more so Scrubgate than Arteta, especially at this point. You know, this is the shittest Wales team I've ever seen, and you couldn't put 50 points past them. Plus, they scored one try. Yeah, granted it was one try, but they shouldn't have scored any points, bruv. They should have left with fucking nada, bruv. Like, absolutely nada. No points, and the loss to go with it. Obviously, the bonus point was beyond a shadow of a doubt, even before a rugby ball was kicked. But yeah, like, Borthwick, we know how he plays. Stinky ass rugby. Holding this team back. Picking certain players that shouldn't be picked. Mainly Freeman. I mean, he's a Lions series winner, but mad overrated. I'm glad Farrell's not in the mix, but that fucker should have retired a long time ago, bruv. Well, I say a long time ago, bruv. I say like 2019, after that Rugby World Cup final against the Springboks, South Africa, in Yokohama Stadium, Tokyo, he was finished. You don't need a Chelsea Colby to skin you alive to make it clear and evident for everyone, for the whole world to see. Rugby world and others as well that kind of watch rugby here and there, but they're not like more of the purists or have the knowledge that even I do, and etc. etc. You know what I mean? To see that he's well and truly and utterly finito, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? At club level, he can play till he's 50 at club level. For Saracens, or obviously his stint in France, he it wasn't successful. So Finn Russell could excel, but you couldn't own Farrell. Why? Because you're not that fucking good. You're not great. You're a top class player at best, aka very, very good. But you're not elite. You only excel in one attribute, and that's goal kicking. That is it. Your defence is mad overrated, above average to say the least, at best, pretty much. Putting a shoulder in doesn't mean you're a great tackler. That's for damn sure. Do you know what I'm saying? He's cost us certain games, especially like towards the latter stages of his illustrious career. But I'm gonna leave it there with Farrell because the more I speak about him, like you know my thoughts on him, guys. He's a fucking cunt. But anyway, it is what it is. But we've got Scotland next at Murrayfield, so we're gonna have to win that game and win it convincingly because we lose that game. I don't know why the RFU still persist with Bummy Borthwick. I mean, even Kevin Sinfield, ex Leeds and GB rugby league player, lot of points and all that shit. They all have to go, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? And we even missed out on Sean Edwards, the best defensive coach on the planet. I believe he's still in France. And look how far they've come from when they were down there, losing their identity and all of that. I still remember the Philip Saint Andre era, trying to bring Michelak back and all of that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Absolute catastrophe, I might say. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it is interesting, but I believe we'll get over the line against Scotland. For me, the win, obviously, is the most important, but I want to see a performance as well. Beating them by a point or two, as much as I still do rate them, but when they didn't beat Italy, granted it was treacherous conditions, but Scotland have been good. They've been doing well, and they've had a howler, and they can easily beat us if we're not at it, and if Bummy Borthwick decides to fully revert to type, because he's probably the luckiest manager, luckiest coach in world rugby. A bit like Arteta in that way, and Scrubgate to a slightly lesser degree in world football. And once the gravy train runs out, it's done. Because this manager, this coach, Borthwick, beating New Zealand, you have that on your resume. Cool. I can't remember who the last guy was when we beat the All Blacks. Last beat the All Blacks and beat them at Twickenham, of course. I think it was like 2012. It was a former Leinster coach. I think he went to Leinster after England. I can't remember his name. Short ball guy, Northern. I know it doesn't narrow it down, but put it in the comments as well if you can point out what his name is. But yeah, he wasn't good enough for that level, and but even he was able to get a lot closer, not just with performances, but results, to getting us to a Six Nations title. We were nowhere near the World Cup 2015 after that he was done. And again, it's the same fucking reason-ish, bar the Sam Burgess controversy, just stayed way too long. Bummy Borthwick has been here way, way, way too long. Disciple of Eddie Jones, but at least Eddie Jones got us a 3-0 series over in Australia. First time ever, by the way. Yeah, we also, he also got us to a World Cup final. Now people say, oh, but Borthwick got us to a semi-final against the Box and they won it. Shut up, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not hearing none of that bullshit. I'm not hearing none of that fucking bullshit. Do you know what I'm saying? This guy ain't good enough. It's the quality of players that have kept his ass in a job, similar to Mikel Arteta in some ways, and Scrubgate at the time when he was England manager, football manager. So some would say apples and oranges, but the way I see it, it is what it is. But his time is up, and he needs to be potted. Long overdue, and that 48-7 doesn't sway me at all. I know you had Welsh fans that leaving early and all of that because they expected a drumming. But if when they look at the scoreline and they find out at the end of the game, you know, when they're on their way home, whatever, getting the train from Twickenham or getting into their cars and going back to Wales and that, I think they'd be like, well, it was horrible performance. That's not the way to lose, but we still scored a try, as shit as we are, and it wasn't 50 points. We've beaten better Wales teams in the 90s, late 90s in particular. I think it was like 98, and even the early noughties, like 02, where we like put 50 past them, and it was a better Wales team. And yes, it was our golden era in a way, especially the early noughties and that, like 2000 to 2003 and that. But you know, under Clive Woodward, but still, it's just like there needs to be more oomph to their performance. There needs to be thunder, passion, heart, blood, sweat, and tears. You know, that dragon deep inside of them. Pause. Where they can breathe fire. The fire's gone out, bruv, with them. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's sad. It really is sad. Because I know a couple of Welsh fans, Welsh rugby heads in a way that, yeah, they'll be livid with that. And also the situation with the WRU. Like, I know the RFU's always been fucked, but they don't have the luxury of funding and media backing, etc. as what we have. Like, Welsh rugby is in the gutter. Like, there was one lady that was talking about, more kids are growing up playing football compared to rugby. Like, when I last went to Wales, well, it wasn't the last time, but I think I remember when I played in Wales, the one and only time I went on tour with school. Rugby pitches all around Cardiff and all of that shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was like under 16s tour. Like, and I had a similar experience in New Zealand, like 2013 and that. Nothing but rugby pitches, and that has always remained the same. But with Wales, it's not as, from what I hear as well, compared to what I saw before. Like, there's not as many rugby pitches. Well, you'll probably still have them, but you'll see more football because there is talent coming through Wales. There's talent all over the gaff. Same in football as well. The talent is not the issue. It's the politics, and it's the management, or mismanagement, I should say, from the very top all the way down to grassroots. It's killing this game, bruv, and it needs to change. Now, I know I was kind of thinking I could end it here, but before I do, now we've got the rugby talk out the way, the Six Nations and shit, I will mention Napoli beat Genoa 3-2. They got sent off. There was a sending off during that game as well. Hoyland got a goal. McTominay got another goal as well. Brilliant. So, yeah, they just about got over the line. Conte survives another day. It is what it is. Johnny will be kind of happy with the result. Well, he'll be happy with the result, but not with the performance. So he'll be kind of happy in a way. But I'm sure we'll talk to him about it at some point. But yeah, now, right here, right now, Fatboy Slim Things, I will end it here. So make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you will never ever miss when I go live and direct and in full effect, or when I upload the next video. Like tonight, guys. We fucking did it. Let's freaking go, guys. Do you know what I'm saying, bruv? You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's basically the weekend roundup. Stay safe. Stay true to yourself. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. All the best. And I will most likely see you guys Thursday night for the Brentford match reaction, which will probably be live. So back to business, and hopefully it should be business as usual for the Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? And we got to win as well, regardless of whether City win on Wednesday, Thursday, we have to win away from home regardless. We know what we need to do. These players are grounded enough, and this manager needs to stop making dumbass decisions by playing Jesus up front and starting him as well. Starting Eza and then bringing on Havertz if we're like 2-0 up with like 20-25 minutes to go, something like that. And giving Timber and Rice a rest, playing Norgard a bit more, shit like that. And I'm sure we'll get it over the line. So yeah, I will see you then. Peace.